From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a big afternoon of Afternoons LA as the data continues to come on in today. We'll be looking at more housing data, and that housing data is big. That housing data will give us indication of where this economy is and where it's going. Housing starts yesterday showed housing starts are today, and yesterday we had the data on the home builders. It was lower than expected. We'll be looking at that numbers tonight on Evenings LA. And last week we had a series of numbers. The CPI beat on Wednesday, Thursday the PPI beat as well, and on Friday also the retail sales beat as well. Why is this important news for you? Because it raises your benefits up a lot. Your benefits are going up a lot, and in today's recording, we'll go over the implications of about $5,000 more of benefits. Boy, it's great news, and we have all that today. We'll be looking at the latest details following that CPI surge, PPI surge, and sales last week as well. The U.S. economy already in a recession, and this, my friends, is why you have to get that fourth stimulus check that is in every U.S. state. It's about $100,000. You qualify. You want to get this incredible money in today's recording. Stay to the second half. We're going to go over all these incredible checks. How much? Whoa, a lot. About $100,000. And you qualify. Single individual, $75,000 or less, go get it. And if you're a married couple, go get it as well. And if you are sweating because it's really hot this summer, go get it as well. It's a brutal day, but also brutal is the Build Back Better Act. And later in this recording, we'll go over the latest negotiations on that Build Back Better Act. Back on, baby. And today we're going to learn could be two of them. Whoa, what's going on? Well, the latest details on that Build Back Better Act and the potential splitting of it into two different bills. Plus, we'll be looking at the latest details that came in from the economic news today. And the housing data certainly among them, the recessionary data, and then what that means for your money. How do you do this? You want to become a member. Go right in this video and become a member. Purple Hawk, Bird Power Casino, VIP. Get those incredible checks. Stay to the second half, and we're going to go over all this incredible money. You deserve it. It's yours. Go get it. Save the second half and become a member. It's LALATE, and it's Afternoons. And good afternoon, everybody. Make sure you become a member, because in the second half, we're going to go over these incredible checks. You deserve them. They became a law about the month of March. They're for you. We're going to go over these incredible checks, about $100,000. You qualify. Also, later in this video, we're going to go over the incredible lift of your benefits, about $5,000. We got a lot of money at issue today to discuss. Stay to the second half and become a member. But we start today with a continuation of that housing data. That housing data came in yesterday with the home builders. It was a bad number. Today we have the housing starts later today, and tomorrow we have the existing home sales. Let's go over everything you need to know and what's getting covered in this recording. In this recording, we're going to go over those incredible checks, nearly $100,000 for you. We're going to go over the raise of your benefits, about $5,000. We're going to go over the Build Back Better Act, which is potentially going to get two Build Back Better Acts. It's breaking news. You're hearing it the first time ever on this channel in this recording. And then we're going to go over the inflation and the recession that impacts your wallet across the board. Plus, we'll have a preview later in this recording about LA2 and LA3, the two new channels coming to this family. Well, here we go. We have another round of housing data being released later today. It's the housing starts. And what we're looking in this economy for is how impact that recession is and how impact the inflation is. The recession could be manifest in what we call recessionary earnings. Are banks, businesses reporting major drops of corporate earnings? Well, we had a lot of corporate earnings just minutes ago. They don't actually show recessionary pressure yet. Good news on that front. So we have IBM down in the pre-market trading about 6%, even though it beat on its second quarter corporate earnings. NCR actually was up in nearly 12% pre-market trading. Halliburton up 2%. Cinemark up 2%. And Johnson & Johnson reported a raise above Wall Street's estimates. If we continue down the board with Hasbro and other companies, the narrative today is that a lot of the companies today, which are not banks, unlike yesterday, are reporting beats on the revenue and the bottom line. So the recessionary pressure not yet so manifest 100% across the board. This is what's really important to know about a recession, because recession is not felt equally in all parts of the United States at the same time, and not in every industry at the same time. Last week and yesterday, we had Goldman Sachs. Last week, we had Citibank reporting earnings down 50% in the second quarter alone. That is the recessionary pressure. Why is that so important for you? Because that gives you guidance on whether unemployment numbers will surge dramatically. And they have. Those unemployment numbers have surged dramatically to 244,000 new jobless claims last week. We're watching this Thursday's number. I'll have it live on air for you on mornings. Why is it so important? Because those unemployment numbers will surge as corporations have less income to spend. And that unemployment is the result of an economy already in a recession, but the hurt of the recession will not be felt until later on. You can't wait for this hurt to be felt. You need to get these 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state right now. These incredible 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state. How do you get it? Stay to the second half. Become a member. Go right on this video and click the link to join the channel. And stay the second half as we go over these incredible checks. You deserve that financial freedom. We're going to go over each of these incredible checks one at a time. In addition to the recessionary data we had with those corporate earnings today, there's great news and fascinating news on the inflationary front. That inflationary front is important because it gauges how much your benefits are going to go up. The inflation is determined by a series of numbers, and it started on Wednesday last week as the CPI surged dramatically to 9.1% from the month of May at 8.6%. Here's May, and here comes June. My goodness, a massive surge. Shows inflation has not peaked. Now, this is great news for you if you're on benefits. Why? Because your benefits would be raised to its highest levels of a generation. In today's recording, I'm going to analyze that more a little bit with you, starting right now. This is you if you're on SSI, SSDI, VA, and RB, all types of benefits. We're looking for a series of months. What's going on? Let me go over everything you need to know. Your benefits are going to go up with this inflation now rising. About $5,000 approximately. It depends on the individual person. We'll analyze this later in this recording, and these benefits will be you. And it's absolutely incredible. It's incredible, great news. And we're going to analyze how it works later in this recording. It's dependent upon a series of 3 months right there. We'll go over why those 3 months are so important to you and this family. You're watching LALATE, the America's most watched show in prime time and the number 3 most watched financial news channel in America right now. But we're expanding to become number 2. Why? Because we have 2 new channels coming to this channel, LA2 and LA3. On LA2, we'll be dealing extensively about your stimulus. And on LA3, we'll be dealing extensively about the economy. Well, what do we know today about the Build Back Better Act? Fascinating details about that Build Back Better Act. It's likely to get split potentially into 2 different bills. What's going on? That's coming up in just a second on this recording. Let's jump back into the economic data. So the PPI last Thursday surged after the CPI on Wednesday. And then on Friday, the retail sales numbers came in higher than expected. So what's going on is that it shows that inflation has not settled down. What happened? Well, after that consumer price index on Wednesday surged to 9.1%, higher than the expected of 8.8%. This is the highest raise since 1981. What happened on Wednesday? What happened on then Thursday? On Thursday, the PPI surged as well. That PPI continued to surge, and that was as the producer price index, which gauges wholesale numbers, had not settled down. That number came in higher than expected and rose 11.3% year to date. It's close to the all-time record of 11.6%. Boy, oh boy. Then on Friday, the retail sales numbers came in, and that was higher than expected. It rose 1% in the month of June, higher than expected of 0.9%. So these inflationary numbers are big for you. Why? Because these inflationary numbers determine your benefits. The other part of the equation is the recessionary pressures. Those recessionary pressures are there across the board. Now, what are we watching for today, and why is this so important? We're watching for a series of major housing numbers being released, and they continue today with Tuesday's housing starts. On Monday, we had the Wells Fargo National Association of Home Builders number released, and it was higher than expected. What happened with that number? Let's go over the details right now. On Monday, we had the first housing number release, and it showed that housing has not settled down. Housing has actually now dropped dramatically because of Jay Powell's pivots and moves. What did that housing data show yesterday, and what is it likely to show today? Let's go over the data. On Monday, the National Association of Home Builders Wells Fargo Market Index released market gauge and found this is sentiment. The sentiment among builders dropped 12 points to 55. This is the second largest drop in the 37-year history of the survey. The largest one, of course, was the start of the pandemic, down 42 points to 30 at the start of COVID-19. Affordability is the greatest challenge facing the housing market, says Robert Dietz, NAHB's chief economist. Significant segments of the home builders population are priced out of the market. So there you go. The impact of the inflation, the impact of the recession hitting the housing market dramatically. On Evenings LA tonight in prime time at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and on LA Live tonight at 5:45, we will feature the latest details on the housing coming in across the board. So here you go. You need to know two things about this economy right now. Where's inflation going and where's recession going? Recession is important for you because it will show how much it costs to live. It'll show whether jobs are being lost and how that impacts you. You'll see it in the earnings reports, as we just went over. We'll see it in the jobless claims coming in on Thursday. And we'll see as the earnings recession continues to grow across the board, how it impacts you. Then the other part of this economy you need to know on a regular basis is the inflation. And that is how it impacts your benefits. As inflation tracks higher, your benefits go higher. This is huge news. It's great news. It's the best news you could ever have of a generation, actually of lifetime, because your benefits are about to go up the most of a lifetime. It's absolutely incredible. Let's go over how this works. Your benefits are going up, and your benefits are going up because of inflation, approximately $5,000. Depends on the person. And these incredible numbers are dependent upon three other numbers. SSI, SSDI, VA, RB, all these numbers, Social Security, are all going up. And why are they going up? Because of inflation. We're looking at three numbers: July, August, and September. July, August, and September, the numbers we're looking at to determine how much your benefits are going up. Let's go over why you got to watch LATE on a regular basis. Your benefits will go up dependent upon the results of July, August, and September's inflation. Yes, inflation for those 3 months. Why? Because your benefits are tied to something called COLA, and COLA is tied to something called the CPI-W. Yes, it's a subsection of CPI. And that CPI-W for those 3 months, July, August, and September, will determine how much your benefits are going to go up. Viewers have been asking great questions. All benefits? Yes, including Social Security. The same percentage? Yes, everyone will go up the same percentage. It would be a national law. Number three, the same amount? No. It depends on how much you get paid for benefits. That's the incremental raise, and it's astronomically incredible. So you want to watch on this channel what's going on with inflation, with your inflation in the next few months. We have 3 months of data we got to track, and those 3 months will give us an indication of how much your benefits are going up. Now that's then. For now, you need to get those incredible forced stimulus checks in every U.S. state. And those forced stimulus checks are law. They are law. Let's go over those incredible checks right now. The President of the United States did them in the month of March, and I've been covering them since the month of March. Our viewers have been getting them since the month of March. And this comes as the CPI continues to track higher. You deserve these incredible sums of money. Let's go over the issue of how they work starting right now. These sums of money stem from executive action done by Joseph Biden in the month of March. They're federal stimulus. They're not state stimulus. And these incredible monies amount to a whopping $100,000. They're in every U.S. state because they're federal stimulus. They're not state stimulus. And they're sent out from the federal government. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. If you're married with children, without children, if you're on benefits, go get it. It's executive action. Passed in the month of March. You qualify. Do not wait to get these incredible sums of money. Go under this video and join this channel. Join this channel and get these checks detailed in the membership newsletter Monday through Friday. Do it right now. Go right down in that membership newsletter and become a member and get those huge checks across the board. You deserve this money, and the financial future, your financial freedom is dependent upon getting these sums of money. How do you do it? Go right on this video and join the channel. Go right on this video and become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Get these incredible checks covered late in this recording. Stay the second half as we go over all these incredible checks one at a time. What are we looking for in the remainder part of this week? In the remainder part of this week, we're looking at those unemployment numbers on Thursday, obviously. Are they going to surge higher? I believe they will. They were 244 last week. I believe that once they get over 250, that's going to shock the markets. I thought it was going to shock the markets at 244. It had not. Plus, we'll be looking at the latest details on new inflationary numbers. Those inflationary numbers are not going to be what we had last week, but are likely to manifest themselves in housing data. That housing data is going to be very, very clear. Then the recessionary data we're going to watch as well. For more corporate earnings. Corporate earnings you saw early in this recording, not showing the recessionary pressure yet. That is because they're beating on the rev side and also the bottom line. What's interesting is that recession is not equally felt, and that is why you got to get these four stimulus checks. The recessionary pressures are not felt equally for all people. Let's look at this graphic. From now to September is phase one. From September to January is phase two. Most Americans, a new poll released yesterday, now post the lowest confidence levels of since the pandemic, and they all believe we're going into recession next year. That's ironically what I said. I was the first person to say this on this channel back in the month of February, when I was the first American financial broadcaster to record that we're going into recession next year. No bank dared to say it at the time. Now Americans believe that's the reality. The reality is we're already in a recession because we've already posted 2 negative quarters of GDP growth. The official announcement coming from the Department of Labor on July 21, but the hurt of the economy not going to be felt until early next year. Meantime, a fascinating story I was working on yesterday. Let's give you the latest update on that as well. There's a deal on gasoline, yes, but not our gasoline. If only the White House is watching this recording. The deal is a major deal by the EU to go buy some gasoline. And this is after Nord Stream 1, the gasoline pipe or nat gas pipe that services Western Europe, is worried to be turned off. Let's go back to July 12th. On July 12th, I recorded that Nord Stream 1, which is the pipe that feeds Western Europe out of Russia, is on temporary maintenance, scheduled maintenance, and that maintenance caused a lot of concerns. It's a key and obvious psychological level, which will very much be under threat, said head of G10's strategy at the time. But we also had other people who said, you know what? We have a big worry that that pipe's not going to be turned back on. Germany, France, the EU. They all collectively said the same thing. And that concern was changed dramatically yesterday when we had the confirmation that the EU has now got a deal for gas. Yes, nat gas. Nat gas. In view of the concern that the Nord Stream 1 pipe will not be turned back on around July 21, the EU countries moved very quickly. They had already banned Russian oil, featured on this channel several weeks ago, and the European Commissioner President Ursula von der Leyen is in Baku signing a deal. The latest details on that deal on Evenings LA tonight. Amidst Russia's continued weaponization of the energy supply, diversification of our energy imports is a top priority for the EU. That was official statement early this week, but let's make it very clear. They got the deal. They got the deal to get the nat gas from Azerbaijan. Why is this important for us? Because we still have not gotten our gas. The 3.5 million barrels of gasoline missing per day have not been bought. And this is really fascinating. This is really fascinating. Why? If you remember this channel, you've been watching those LALATE membership newsletters, and you notice what happened to the price of gasoline. Did you read last night's newsletter? The Brent crude international price of gasoline is still higher at 106. It was down to 98. It surged back up to 106. It's a very quick surge. Remember, 120 is as high as we featured on. So it surged really high all of a sudden. And yet the U.S. unleaded AAA national average is now only about 20 cents above what it was when Putin invaded Ukraine. It has dropped all the way down to about 450 from about 510 on Memorial Day weekend. That's a major drop while the international price of Brent crude is higher. What's going on? It's oil traders. It's oil traders betting on supply demand. And that's what's going on across the board. Have you become a member? You need to become a member for various reasons. Among the other benefits to becoming a member is getting those wonderful LALATE worksheets. Those LALATE worksheets are featured in the membership newsletter every night. And let's go over the latest details on those worksheets starting right now. Those worksheets are a series of pages comprised into a PDF. And that PDF you can print out from your phone, or you can open it up and go through it and take notes on a separate piece of paper. What did we learn today that is important for that PDF? Let's look at all those data points. First, inflation. On the inflationary front, we learned today that the housing numbers released yesterday signal that inflation is really hurting. Next, on the recessionary front, we learned that the recession is not equally impacting all parts of the economy at the same time, with several companies reporting corporate earnings beats today. Labor, we reported in this recording that we're waiting for those unemployment claims this Thursday to see whether it goes higher than 244. And Federal Reserve. I'm not really that focused on Federal Reserve for today's recording because the Federal Reserve is going to do either 75 or 100 basis point increase. The next page of the LALATE worksheets, again, this is only for members. This is why this channel is winning. This is why you are winning. This is why this community and the viewers are doing so well. And this is why your financial independence has been obtained. In that table of the second page, you keep notes on those incredible forced stimulus checks you've gotten, one at a time. And it's important to keep notes because there's a lot of different checks. There's a lot of different places to call. And you need to keep track of when you're paid, who paid you for what months, because you're going to get additional rounds. Fifth stimulus, what do we learn? We learned that your benefits are going up a lot. And we'll be tracking that inflationary number for July, August, and September in just days. And then we learned about gasoline. Gasoline's going higher once again, but not yet domestically. It's going to catch up domestically. And finally, the last page, student loan debt forgiveness. The president's going to forgive about $10,000 for individuals who make $150,000 or less. In the second half of this video, we have a lot going on. It's more than usual in the second half today. We're going to go over the latest details on how to get these incredible checks one at a time. I'll show you how to get each of these incredible checks. You deserve them about $100,000. Then we'll be turning to the surprising news that the Build Back Better Act could be split into two separate bills. Fascinating. I'll have all that incredible detail in the second half, but what you need to do before that second half is go right in this video and become a member. Get these incredible checks. You need that financial independence. The money's there right now. You don't want to pass up money. It's there for you. Approximately $100,000. I'll go over how you can get it in the second half. And with that, I'll be back with you in 60 seconds. As America's most beloved show at the midday continues, it's Afternoons. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. They're Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals. Reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then Afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m.
Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And excitement right now on a beautiful second half of Afternoons LA for July 19th, 2022. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Those four stimulus checks in every U.S. state landed in the month of March, and viewers have been getting it ever since. You just found this channel, welcome. In this big second half, we're going to go over all these incredible checks one at a time. But the first thing you need to do is go right in this video and become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Because these are monster checks, you're never going to see the magnitude of these checks ever again in the history of this channel. It's just absolutely enormous, and we haven't seen checks like this since early 2020. Let's go over all the details of them starting right now. How are you? Hope you're having a beautiful afternoon. Hope it's not too hot where you are. It's been brutally hot here in Los Angeles the last 24 hours, so I hope you're staying cool. In these incredible checks, the President of the United States did a series of executive actions back in the month of March. Ironically, at the exact same time, viewers are asking me, LA, can you find me some checks? Build Back Better Act was not getting done then, and they wanted some checks. I found them. Series of executive actions. First, I wanted to make sure it was big money. It is. Approximately $100,000 over several checks. Number two, I want to make sure you qualify. You do. Single individual, $75,000 less annual income, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less annual income, go get it. If you rent, if you own, if you're on benefits, if you're not on benefits, go get it. Number three, I wanted to make sure that you get the money quickly. That's why I went immediately into the membership newsletter. It's been there since March. Viewers have gotten it. But if you just found this channel, welcome. Become a member right now and get these monies because they're not going to be around forever. And let's go over all these incredible sums starting right now. I give them a lettering system one at a time, starting with the letter A and continuing thereafter. The first check is check A, $6,500 to $12,000 for a stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, $75,000 less, you qualify. Married couple, $150,000 less, you qualify. If you rent, if you are on benefits, go get it as well. SSI, SSDI, veterans benefits. How do you get this wonderful check? Step one, you go into this video and become a member. Join this channel. Then go down under the membership newsletter when you get it Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, to where you see the latest details on the check A. Click the link and send you into the nationwide website. There it is. You choose your state. You choose the homeowner's weatherizing grant, and you pounce. The money is there for you. But you're not going to be stopping there yet. Nope, you're going to go get Check B. Check B is $15,000 to $80,000 a four stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. And these incredible sums of money are just wonderful. And how do you get this wonderful Check B? You become a member. Go right in this video, become a member. Then go down that membership newsletter till you find Check B. There it is. Click Check B, send you into the nationwide website, choose your state, and you're ready to rock and roll. Wow, did you see what just happened? In just seconds, we have covered $100,000 of checks, my friends. There we go. Unbelievable. Check A, $12,000. Check B, $80,000 on the high end. We are rocking and rolling. $100,000 just to start. But we're not done there yet. We're going to go get Check C. Check C is an absolutely incredible $2,000 over 12-month average MSC check, but many viewers are averaging a lot more. $45,000 for them, and some viewers are getting over $150,000. It's third stimulus. And how do you get this incredible Check C, and where do you find it? Number one, you become a member. Go on this video and join the channel. Then go down the membership newsletter till you find the wonderful Check C. When you see the wonderful Check C, it tells you who to call, what to say, and how to say it. And you pounce. The success stories of Check C have been broad and wide and for a long time because this is the residue of third stimulus. If you're in the live chat and gotten any money from this channel in the last days, weeks, or even over the last year, post it right now because when you do, you inspire other people. Let's look at some of the success stories. Here they are. Going from Nisi all the way up to Elizabeth, and this is absolutely incredible. When you see these success stories, understand that these are not the only success stories. It's just a sample of them. Nisi from 20,000 all the way up to Elizabeth at 27,000. You want that? Go get Check C. Do you want these numbers for utilities like Angela or Nancy or Mark? Go get Check C. Mark's brother-in-law got 15,000. He's also getting $250,000 over 10 years. And combinations, you want to get combinations of checks. You want to get utilities and rent. You want to get utilities and mortgage assistance. That's what Nisi, Mark, and Lorraine have done. Johnny as well. Nisi went from 23,000 to 50,000. Mark went from 32,000 to 166,000. He went to this graphic 50, then he went to 100,000, then he got check B at 166. Lorraine, she went from 105 to 150. The common feature among Lorraine, Johnny, Margaret, and Nisi is that they get money, they continue to get money, and they watch all the videos. They're in all the videos. They're in all the videos because you need to know where this economy is. If the economy's changing on a dramatic pivot or switch or something dramatically comes in, like the CPI, the PPI, the housing data, you need to know what's going on because it impacts your money. It impacts you on the recessionary front. It impacts you on the inflationary front. That's why they're winning these viewers, because they're watching all the videos. Number two, they're dedicating the remainder of their time to getting sums of money. Every day they get another few checks. A check for this, a check for that, because there's a lot of money out there. There's a lot of money in the newsletter. In the case of Check C, there's about 20 places you're going to be calling. That's how they're winning. So let's recap. Step one, go under this video, subscribe. You're watching LATE 1. Also subscribe to LATE 2 and LATE 3, the brand new 2 channels coming to this family. Number two, go under this video and there's a bell to hit to make sure your notifications are all set on. That's a bell. Hit that bell to turn it on. Also do that same for LATE 2 and LATE 3. Then go under this video and join. Join and become a member. Join and become a member of the family where people are getting massive sums of money. You deserve these sums of money. You absolutely do. This money has been around since March. It may not be around forever. Do not wait. You got to move right now. Get these incredible sums of money. And let's go over that incredible membership newsletter. That membership newsletter is delivered Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alerts. That membership newsletter, there it is. You get it. Delivered via the YouTube alerts. Here's that alert. This is what it looks like. This is exactly what it is. Go down the alert until you go down, until you get lower in the recording, until you see the button. Click the button where it says view post and go right in and pounce. You go right into the newsletter and you are ready to rock and roll. So simple. Should we do that again? Let's do it again. There you are. Financial freedom. That is the newsletter right there. Let's do it again. The membership newsletter is delivered Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is important to remember. It's West Coast time. Remember, there's different time zones in the United States, so make sure you know what time zone that is for you. It's 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 Central. Next, it's delivered via the YouTube alerts. What is the YouTube alert? It is sent to you generally by email. Here is what it looks like. For members only is the title, New LA Post. It's sent at 7 o'clock. And the first line of the email says, the LATE members newsletter today. Then you go down in that alert. You go down that alert till you find the words view post. And you click that button. Past the guy at the surfboard, lower than that. And here it is. Click the button and you go right in and you're ready to rock and roll. And then you go right into the newsletter and you are done. Here's the newsletter. This is the newsletter, a membership post, and you're ready to go get those incredible checks. So simple across the board. And it's just obvious and very, very straightforward. That's why Carol says, Ella, you do such a wonderful job. You make it so simple for everybody. Meantime, let's turn to the exciting details of the Build Back Better Act. The Build Back Better Act is likely to go to a vote by late July. But today we got a strange twist. And the strange twist is exactly why this channel is expanding into 2 more channels. This is perfect LATE 2 news. LATE 2, the second channel coming to this family, will feature only stimulus and also humor. And this is exactly par for the course. So if you want to know what negotiations are going on by the minute, by the hour, by the second, that's pure LATE 2 news. LATE 3 news is going over the economy and how it impacts your wallet. It also is going over your stomach, because I have a lot that'll have all the wonderful cooking shows in there as well. What's going on with this Build Back Better? It's really fascinating, and I got to tell you, it's a very fluid situation. First, before I go into the details, you know I've been recording for a long time. You do not wait for the Build Back Better Act because it's likely not to get you a check before the financial cliff happens. You get the money I have for you right now. So I'm just going over the negotiations because some of you love to hear what's going on with the negotiations. What is being floated since last Thursday? What's being floated last Thursday is a report to potentially split the Build Back Better Act into two parts. Why? Here's what's at issue. The week before that, I reported to you that Joe Manchin agreed to the prescription medication part of the Build Back Better Act. It was a major achievement after months of negotiation with Chuck Schumer. Okay. So is there some part of the Build Back Better Act that has not been agreed to with Joe Manchin? Yes, it's the climate part. Once they agreed to what they agreed to, Joe Manchin, Chuck Schumer sent what they did off to the Senate parliamentarian. This is really good news. So Joe Manchin said, hey, Chuck, let's send this off to the Senate parliamentarian. What's her job? To look at the provision about prescription medication to make sure it passes approval that it can belong in a recon. Great. They're all on board. They want to make sure that provision passes with the Senate parliamentarian. Is it likely to get done? Yes. I'm not expecting a huge number of question marks that we're going to have to work through. We've had this on the table for more than a year. The Senate parliamentarian has been the discussion for a long time, says Tim Kaine of Virginia, Democrat on the Budget Committee. Do I agree with him? I really don't know. I'm not watching the drafting the language. But he's basically saying what Joe Manchin and Chuck Schumer agreed upon with the prescription medication has now been sent off to the parliamentarian so they can get it ready and finalize it. Wow, it's looking really good. Now, I want you to also understand that the Republicans are running their mouths, which they often do, and they're saying they're going to try to advocate to the Senate parliamentarian to not have the prescription medication provision in there. Are they going to win? No, they're not. That's just sort of their narrative. She does what she wants to do. She's nonpartisan. So if it doesn't belong in there, it doesn't belong in there. She's not going to listen to Lindsey Graham, who's advocating for prescription medication not to be in there. Republicans believe this whole enterprise is going to be very inflammatory and will be aggressive in trying to stop it. Yeah, but she's not going to listen to either side. She's a Senate parliamentarian. She's nonpartisan, and she does what belongs per the law. Now, that's the first part of the equation. So far you would think this is looking really good. They're getting it ready to a vote because they're sending off what they just negotiated to the parliamentarian to agree that to get a firm agreement that belongs in there. It's looking really good. So where does this get sort of strange? It gets really strange on Thursday and Friday last week when Joe Manchin said that we have now, Joe Manchin, myself, and Chuck Schumer agreed upon a great part of the Build Back Better Act. If you want to call that part for a vote now and get it done, get it done. If you want to have that vote by July. If you want to have the rest of it done, then we do it in September. What's going on here? Joe Manchin is saying basically, Chuck and I have agreed upon a lot of the Build Back Better Act, but not all of it. If you want to have the part that we've agreed upon, call for a recon and get it done in July, and we'll be done. I'm in support of you. Let's go do that. But if you want to do the other parts of the provisions, wait to September because we don't have enough time to get it done. Is he correct in the procedural description? Absolutely. He's basically saying we haven't gotten an agreement on everything. So you can do one Build Back Better Act now and do the other Build Back in September. Is there anything wrong with that? No. In fact, I detailed this a lot in 2021, how Chuck Schumer had saved up additional recons. So he has, remember there's usually a limit on how many reconciliations you could do. He saved them up. So I always detailed, I even probably have the graphic here on in my database, where he has saved up, I think, 3 or 4 extra recons. He has more than enough recons to use. He can do one in July, he can do another recon in September. So Joe Manchin's idea it makes total sense. It makes perfect sense. But why are people, some Democrats, unhappy with that comment? The reason they're unhappy with the comment is the substantive part of it. What is Joe Manchin saying he's not ready for a vote in July for? The climate. And the climate provision is he's head of the Energy Commission. He is in West Virginia. He got a major donation of campaign funds just a few days ago from energy companies. He is very focused on his energy agenda, which is not in line with other Democratic policies. And that's why he's saying leave that to September. Is that kicking the can for climate? It is. Is he potentially trying to derail the climate? Maybe. But what he's saying is, I've given you agreement on great stuff. Go call the vote and get it done. And if we can figure out the rest of the stuff, we'll do it in September. What would I do if I was Chuck Schumer? I would do that. I would just call the vote on the July stuff, get it done, and then come back and do another recon in September. Remember, we got 4 or 5 recons saved up. Why do we have to sort of shoot high with a monstrous thing? Why not do incremental wins across the board? And I think that's what's happening. Here's the official quote. If you're on a political deadline, this is from Manchin, if you're on a political deadline and you need to get it all done by July, the one thing you can do has been done, basically. Wow, I mean, he's right. The one thing you can get done is basically done, and that's reducing prescription medication. Letting Medicare negotiate, that saves about $280 billion over 10 years. Take $40 billion out of that and extend the Affordable Care Act, the discounts that the people are getting. He's absolutely right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with what he's saying. He's absolutely on point. Now, here is what the reaction. The reaction came in with other Democrats who are fuming that basically, like Senator Martin Hendrick out of New Mexico, questioning whether Manchin should be head of the Senate Energy Committee anymore if he's kicking the can on the energy part of the climate provision to this fall. The Thursday meeting between Schumer and Manchin, according to some reports, was very heated. This is last Thursday, as to potentially just having a smaller half of a Build Back Better Act called for a vote in July, and then waiting for a larger bill that would be in September. And the question mark is certainly the midterms. Here's Tina Smith, a Democrat of Minnesota. This is what her quote was. She's infuriated that the world is literally burning up while he's joining every single Republican to stop a strong action on climate change. Burning up, she's referring actually to climate. She's not referring to she's not referring to money. It's important that every young person, every activist, the majority of this country who are demanding climate action understand that this is not the Democrats, says Jared Huffman from California. This is one man named Joe Manchin. Takeaway. And I know what you're thinking. I know exactly what you're thinking. I can see your fingers on the keyboard, even though I'm looking at the camera. You're saying, okay, well, which one gives me stimulus? Which one gives me money? All I'm hearing about is Medicare and climate, Medicare and climate. Don't really know. They're not giving us a lot of narrative. Remember, the Build Back Better Act is $15,000 to $80,000 of checks in there. And we've had 3 versions of it in 2 days. So we've had the original one. We've had a smaller one, which was 1.5 billion to 1 billion. Now a trillion. And now we have another one that splits it in half. It's really hard to keep track of where the money goes when the narrative of what it is changes by the hour. Here's what you need to know. Are you going to get a wad of gazillions and gazillions of dollars, of thousands of dollars of checks in your hand in the month of July? No. Look at the calendar. There's no time to get those checks in your hand. Could we have a vote in the month of July that will get you checks in August and September that would give you massive wads of checks? Maybe. That's why we have LA2. On LA2, I'll be going over every word and granular of what these negotiations are going over Build Back Better Act and go over all those incredible checks you can get right now. That's what some people want to see. They want to see every word of negotiations. What I want to do is the broad reporting for you right now. Economy is in a recession. Inflation's tracking high. Inflation's not going down. And as we go deeper into recession, you need to get as many forced stimulus checks that are available right now. So you don't wait for the Build Back Better Act. You get the money that's available right now. You go under the video and become a member and get those forced stimulus checks available right now. The Build Back Better Act does not have $100,000 of checks in there. I have those for you. They're done by executive action from Joseph Biden. How do you do it correctly on this channel? The way you do this correctly on this channel is you get as much money on the come. If money is available, you get it. And then there's other money thereafter, you get that as well. So you go into this video, become a member, get these checks, these $100,000 right now. And then you also watch the brand new LA2 coming to this channel to know about the Build Back Better Act and its checks. Then you watch LA3 launching in just days as well. And that will go over where this economy is because that impacts, again, your benefits. All these things come together across the board. Your benefits will go up approximately $5,000, but that will all be impacted by inflation and inflation, recession, the economy, and Wall Street to be featured in more depth on LATE 3, the new channel coming to this channel, coming to this family. July, August, and September are those months that will determine how much your benefits going up. That's why there's so much news to deliver. And with that news, 2 new channels coming to this family. For now, get these incredible checks. Go under this video and become a member. And stay with me because Evenings LA comes up tonight at 5 o'clock. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, God bless. Stay cool. I know it's really hot out there. Stay informed and stay with LA for more. Go under this video, become a member, and I'll see you tonight on EV.